witnessed this in my village some years ago. A woman's death raised many questions among many, including myself. This life, karma, is indeed real. Let me share the story from the beginning. This is a true life story. I might not share the actual names and locations, but I will narrate it in a way that makes it real, without tarnishing the image or reputation of the family involved. I remember it like it was yesterday. The sharp cries that cut through the quiet evening in my village. It was a sound that could chill your bones, a sound of pure agony. I visited my mother that evening, and I heard a cry coming from our neighbor's house. "Mom, who is that?" I asked, my heart racing with worry. "It's Rebecca's mother," my mother replied, her voice heavy with sorrow. Rebecca was my mother's neighbor. I had never seen her mother before, let alone heard her in such distress. Curiosity and concern gripped me as I asked, what happened to her? My mother breathed out deeply before unfolding the tale. "Yesterday evening," she began, "a car pulled up. A driver called out for Rebecca. When she came out, he pointed to a woman in the back seat. 'This is your mother,' said the driver. Rebecca was in shock to see her mother diagnosed with breast cancer, twist and turn in pain. They were a poor family with no means to afford proper hospital care. Their only means was herbs and consulting the local healer, hoping for miracle. But the story took a dark turn. Rebecca lived in a tiny room with her husband and 2 children. As her mother's condition worsened, the husband grew uncomfortable. Under pressure, Rebecca had to find a separate place for her mother, a dilapidated room in a crumbling house, a place everyone else had shunned. And here is where the tale of karma begins. Once Rebecca settled her mother in that fall-apart room, things changed. Her mother would cry out for help, but Rebecca often ignored her. Even when she was nearby, doing nothing, the room became terrible. The stench unbearable, adding to the old woman's misery. Weeks passed, and Rebecca's mother passed away. She died. The aftermath was very heartbreaking. When her body was taken to her family home, nobody seems to care. Everyone stayed away, except for Rebecca, who sat alone with her mother's remains. That is when an elderly man arrived, approaching the lifeless body of Rebecca's mother. "So, it's true." Life," he murmured. "You have reaped what you sowed." The elderly man who walked in revealed a shocking truth to the few who had gathered. This woman, this very woman who died today, had once been very wicked to her own blind mother. She had starved her blind mother, even giving her water from the gutter to drink. The words of the man depicted a life tainted by harshness and abandonment. As we lay her body to rest, the elderly man addressed us. Let this be a lesson. She suffered in her final days as she made her blind mother suffer. What a life! Remember, what you do in the dark may haunt you tomorrow. Change your ways, lest you end up like her. I stood there for quite a long time, absorbing the man's words. The story of Rebecca's mother was a grim reminder of the cycle of karma. It made me reflect on my actions and the consequences they could bring. As I walked away from the sober gathering, the elder's words echoed in my mind. What am I doing today that could shape my tomorrow? It's a question I carry with me always. A guiding light in the darkness, reminding me to choose kindness always.